but I don't know if we can win this.
God, kill me.
Inside, it's living human tissue.
We cannot make things like that yet.
To protect her.
I came across time for you, Sarah.
The other.
He's in great danger.
Now his mission.
Get down.
Time he's back. For good.
Trust me. I've been waiting for you.
I'll be back.
Hey YouTube and all subsequent social media lands, welcome to an all-new ranking video. So in this ranking video, we're going to be ranking the Terminator franchise. By big applause on my Twitter, I asked, what franchise should I do next? And this is the one that won. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be going over that and getting into that. But before we do that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, people, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of these videos I put up that are of great content, people. That's right. So don't forget to hit that button. And so let's get right into this. So welcome YouTube and all social media lands to an all-new ranking video. So like I said before, we're going to be doing a ranking video of the amazing and awesome sci-fi trilogy franchise, The Terminators. Oh yeah, Terminators. I'll be back. Do 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 do. One of the best musical compositions ever in a Terminator film. Oh yeah. So let's get right into this, people. So coming in at number 6 on my list is none other than the original Terminator itself from 1984, The Terminator. That's right. So a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh my goodness, you put the first one as your least favorite," and that is true. I am putting it last because, number one, it has not aged very well in the 36 years since it came out. The CGI work, or any of these special effects that they did in the film, were amazing for 1984, but as they've aged, even through 4K technology and so forth, it just looks so silly, hokey still, but still is a really great film. So I feel that this one, out of all the films, has aged the worst. So that, and it being the very first film in the series, I just think it's my least favorite, and that's why I'm putting it at number 6. And also, I just felt that basically the plot line of the film was, perfection, just like pretty much all the other films in the franchise have been. But at the same time, I felt it lacked some conviction to it. I also felt that it was very, it became the norm for the rest of the franchise as well. So also, it being that and not really capitalizing on some more for it, also is a reason why I put it at my 6th place as well. But if you're not familiar with what the first Terminator film is about, basically the plot line is 2 people are sent from the future into the past to 1984. Basically, one to kill Sarah Connor and the other to protect her from her future son. So her future son sends Michael Bihn's character back to protect her, while the robots from the future have sent a Terminator, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger, to kill her. And basically the movie is pretty much about her survival so that she can give birth to John, who is going to lead the, resistance to destroy and stave off the, machines in the world domination. Really fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a whirl, people. Really fun, but very hokey still to this day because of the time, its technology, but still a really good film. So coming in at number 5 on my list of the Terminator franchise ranking video is Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this one, directed by Jonathan Stowe, is a fantastic film. CGI is amazing, the action sequence is really good, but out of the other sequels, I feel this one is my least favorite of those sequels. So the fact that supposedly Sarah Connor's dead, and also, the replacement of Edward Furlong as John in this one too, I was really sad, that they didn't bring him back, and, because they decided to go with another actor. Plus, also Claire Danes in this film. She is not my favorite actress, and she kind of made the film bleh. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard was a lot better choice in Terminator Salvation. But yeah, this film is just really fun too. I thought the action was really great. And also this time around we have a female playing a evil Terminator versus, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator being a good guy again, like in T2. And the idea behind the female Terminator was an interesting idea, but at the same time, I just didn't think that the character or the actress that they picked just wasn't a really good suit. Especially because I felt that the gal that they had in Terminator Dark Fate was a better actress, more macho. Unlike, Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2, I felt they should have picked somebody that was more like that to portray this Terminator character. And so because of that, and just I thought the really bad storyline that they tried to bring out and trying to explain how the machines took over the world, I just thought that all made this film one of my other least favorites of the franchise. So, all in all, still a really fantastic action sci-fi flick. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a whirl. If you're not familiar with what this Terminator film is about, Terminator 3 Rise of Machines, basically the plot line is John Connor has been on the run now since the events of Terminator 2. And basically has lost contact with his mom. He's lost contact with everybody. And is basically trying to keep away from the machine so that they can't find him and kill him. And basically the rest of the film is about him being found by the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator and him trying to protect him again and keep him from the evil new female Terminator. And once again, basically it shows us how the machines end up taking over the world and, Skynet basically becoming this whole powerful thing that it is. So it's a really amazing film, I think. Still a really fun film to watch, really entertaining, really well visually done, great action sequences, but just the storyline I felt wasn't the greatest. I didn't think they, basically portrayed it to the best ability they could have, and, just not all around the best of the Terminator franchise. So that's why this one's at my number 5. So coming at number 4 on my list, number 4 of this amazing franchise is none other than the titular film in this franchise that was kind of supposed to be a soft reboot that was supposed to make it the best and the awesomest. And that, of course, is Terminator Genesis. Oh yeah, Terminator Genesis. So I thought this was a really good film. I thought it was a little better than the previous two on my list. I also thought it was just a really underrated Terminator film, and I thought the whole idea behind it was really cool. I love the whole time travel thing where basically it wipes out everything in the Terminator franchise up to that point. And the replacement, of bringing in Amelia Clark to replace Linda Hamilton's character was really fun. I thought she did a great job. The new John Connor character, I thought he was interesting, okay. I didn't care too much for his portrayal in the film, but he still wasn't too bad. And then, of course, also Arnold reprising his role in this was awesome and amazing and just really well done. And visually, this movie was just so amazing with the technology that they were able to do. Bringing in the old Terminator again and having it fight older version of Arnold and all that kind of stuff was really cool. And so that's why this one I put up a little higher on my list, because I just thought it was really amazing film, really well done, and a great kind of soft reboot to the franchise. But also I thought it kept in with the continuation of the film as, series as well, but also at the same time gave us a new fresh look at what could be done with technology to make, the Terminators and the robots look so much more amazing. And I just thought it was really well done. And I really enjoyed it, and just thought it was a pretty decent film in the franchise. But if you're not familiar with what this Terminator is about, Terminator Genesis, like I said, is a soft reboot. And basically the plot of the film is, basically shows us exactly how machines kind of have taken over, and basically the new plot to go back in time and to restart the timeline and change everything that has had happen up to that point, from Terminator 1 up to Terminator Salvation, basically, and kind of restart the whole thing. And basically, John Connor at this point has been taken over by the machines as well. And this is just a really cool concept, I thought. Really amazing. There's a lot of great action sequences in the film, especially that scene between, Arnold, old Arnold and new Arnold and stuff like that. Is just a really amazing fight sequence. Really well done. If you haven't seen Terminator Genesis, give it a whirl, people. It's worth a watch, and it's a great addition to this awesome franchise. And that's why this one's at my number 4 spot on my list. So coming in at number 3 on my list, number 3 on the Terminator ranking of franchise is... You ready for it? You ready? Can you guess what my number 3 is? My top 3? Which one do you think is at number 3? Dark Fate? Terminator 2? Or Salvation? You got that right. It's Terminator Dark Fate. Oh yeah, so the newest film in the franchise that just came out this last year is at my number 3 on this list, and I thought this was a really great new outing and a great new addition to the original 2 films. That is what it's supposed to be, basically, an addition to. It's not supposed to take place after Salvation, not supposed to take place after Genesis, not supposed to take place, after Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. It's supposed to be a part of Terminator 1 and Judgment Day. So that's interesting. That's what they've tried to do with this. But at the same time, I thought it was just a really great addition to the franchise. Really well done. I mean, they've improved even more on the CGI work and the action sequences and made it just really fantastic. And just all around the whole idea behind it, where basically John Connor's been killed and all that kind of stuff. And that, Linda Hamilton returns to reprise her role again was just really amazing as well. Really well done. I'm very happy with this addition to the franchise. I thought it was really fantastic. I don't know why it bombed. It was an amazing film and should definitely get better credit for what an amazing film it was. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. It's worth a watch. So if you're not familiar with what Dark Fate is about, basically the premise of the story is, now, after Terminator 2, this is supposed to start and take place right after Terminator 2 has ended. John Connor is killed by a lone Terminator. Sarah Connor basically goes into hiding for many, many years until a new one pops up. And a new threat, or basically a general of John Connor that also helps the Resistance and to stop the machines, has now popped up that has to be protected again, like she was in the original first Terminator. So basically that's what the premise of this film is, her kind of coming out of hiding, helping that out, making sure the future gets to where it needs to be, and kind of reuniting with another T-1000, T-100, T-800, all those different Terminators, and fighting them and stuff like that. It's just a really amazingly done film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people, and that's why it's my number 3 on my list. So coming in at number 2 on my list, number 2 on the list, people, is none other than the Christian Bale-led Terminator film, Terminator Salvation. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, oh my god, that's your number 2? Yes, because this movie was fantastic. It was so well done, especially because it had been so many years since we got a Terminator film as well. And Mick G just did a really great job of directing and making this awesome kind of new universe to the Terminator franchise. We got to see more about the future. We got to see young Kyle Reese. We got to see John Connor more in action. We got to see a new type of breed of Terminator, or machine that was a hero and to help protect us and all this kind of stuff. And just, it was a really well casted between Christian Bale, Bryce Dallas Howard, in it. You had the late, great Anton Yelchin in it. It was just a really amazing film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fantastically done. I thought it was just really executed very well. The writing was amazing, and I just really appreciate this film. It was very enjoyable to me, and I just thought it was a great film. So that's why it's my number 2 on my list. But also, if you're not familiar with what the premise of Terminator Salvation is, basically, Terminator Salvation takes place all in the future. And it kind of starts off showing one of the main characters, giving himself into research and to be used to kind of experiment on, because he was a prisoner. And basically we shoot now to, the time that's supposed to be when John Connor is, with the Resistance, trying to fight the machines, stop them and stuff like that. And kind of, we get more introduced to, Kyle Reese and kind of his, adolescence era, and kind of him learning from, John Connor, and kind of what they battle and what they do in the future, to kind of get an idea of what it's like in the future, and kind of what they're battling and why they're sending these creatures back to, the past to try to stop this from happening. It's a really well educated and real amazing film. If you haven't seen it, definitely give Terminator Salvation a try. It is worth the watch. So we have made it to the number 1 spot, people, on my ranking of the Terminator franchise, folks. And have you guessed what my number 1 is? This should be easy. So easy. It's Jaws. No. Kidding. It's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Dun 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 dun. Like I said before, this is the best amazing composition music for any of the Terminator films ever done. Plus the fact that this is James Cameron's magnus opus of the Terminator franchise. From the story to the acting in this movie was so amazing. For its time in 1991, the CGI magic of this film still looks amazing to this day. This movie is all time the best Terminator film of all time. And the fact that Robert Patrick kicked butt as the T-1000 in this film, you had Joe Morton in it, you had Linda Hamilton kicking butt, all buffed out, worked out with Arnold to get all buff and stuff like that, and then Arnold coming back as an actual hero in this film, and then the awesome addition of the amazing newcomer Edward Furlong in this film just made it the magnum opus it is. Oh my gosh, this is one of my all-time favorite films of all time. From the music to the acting to the writing of this film, it holds such a dear emotional attachment for me out of any film I've ever watched. This movie is such an amazing film. Every time I watch this film, that music just turns me to the core. And it's such an amazing film that really showed what this franchise could do. It's just such an amazing and beautiful film. James Cameron directed this to the T. I honestly think that this should be the #1 Terminator film of all time for everybody because it's just such an amazingly done project. I mean, this is a magnum opus. I mean, if you were to go over the 100 best films of all time, this would definitely be in my top 3 of the 100 best films of all time, because that's just how amazing and well created this film was. And this definitely, I feel, should be the #1 film that James Cameron has directed of all time, because he did such a great job with this film. If you're not familiar with what Terminator 2 Judgment Day is about, basically it's supposed to be what's leading up to Judgment Day that causes the machines to take over the world, basically. And this time around, Sarah Connor is trying to protect her son again. Now he's older, he's, like a teenager now, and she has to protect him along with a Terminator sent from the future to the past, again, to protect, John Connor from being killed, so that he can stay alive to fight and cause the resistance to be able to take over machines in the future. Amazing film. If you have not seen it yet, people, definitely check it out. It is worth the watch. It is so amazing. I think it's the all-time best Terminator film of all time, and is my #1 on the ranking of the Terminator franchise. If you haven't seen it, give it a roll, people. It's such an amazing film. So that's it for this amazing franchise ranking of the Terminator franchise, people. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for being a subscriber. And as always, people, check out the link down below for the awesome horror pack, which is a great subscription service where you get awesome horror films right to your door every month for a great low price. And each box contains a really amazing horror pack exclusive and also some really great features. Sometimes you get a 4K in your box. Sometimes you get a Shout Select. I mean, you get some amazing stuff in these boxes. And it's such a great mystery box. So if you're a huge horror fan, I would definitely check that out if you haven't already. And if you click down at that link down below, also you get a discount on your first month subscription if you're a new-time subscriber. So definitely check that out, people. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.